mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a what? Yeah. You know I be on a what? Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a what? Yeah. It's all hard, ain't no fear here. You ain't giving this at all, you steer clear. Never beat, I've been down and I reappear. You got some money on the line, you better put it here. Rolling in and doing that work. Check priorities, I'm doing that first. Checks big and I'm sure that hurts, but it's checkmate, we ain't selling short, no the work. Ain't nowhere to hide. You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind, cause I be on the work.
Hey guys, what's going on, everybody? This is Dane from NYYU. We'd like to welcome you to the Farm Report. Los, we got real baseball to talk about again, buddy.
It's been a while. It's been a while. Thank God. Opening day's here on us. Yeah,
I'm
excited.
excited.
So a
This
lot of good
major
things.
league, this major league team sure looks good.
Yeah, they do playing really well. Playing really well. And just a quick thing before we get into it. Let's just talk about Volpe real quick.
I wanted to.
He's playing like the kid that I saw at Somerset. Was it 2 years ago now? Um, he's playing like that kid. When I saw him, I said, this guy's gonna be a star. If he keeps this up, he has a dramatic for the flair. He has that Jeter-esque quality of being at the right place at the right time. I remember 2 years ago, that was the year that they won the Double A championship in their division. I believe he clinched the playoffs for them in the first half with like a 3-run home run in the bottom of the ninth. And I was like, this guy has a flair. He has a flair for the dramatics. He's gonna be good. And we know some things changed with him when he got up to the big leagues. He had an uppercut swing. By then I was like, you know what? He's looking like maybe a 240 hitter if he keeps this up. And I think we mentioned this pretty much all off season.
We
If he
did.
doesn't flatten, if he doesn't flatten that swing, that's all he's gonna be, is probably like a 240 hitter who hits for some power and steals some bases.
Right.
But he looks like a different man this year. He looks committed to the flat swing. The bat is dragging through the zone even longer, and he just looks like a beast right now.
Number one, I have been very, very hard on the kid in the past, saying that I didn't think he was anything more than a 240 hitter with that uppercut.
hmm hmm
Boy, he shut me up. He
Yeah,
looks
and not only
like he's a
yeah, I was
kid
gonna
from a
say.
different book.
And not only that, but I mean the way he's playing right now. I think it might be time to start having the conversation of maybe he is the shortstop. Maybe he is the
Yep.
long-term shortstop because yeah, he might not have Roderick's arm, but he has the range. He has the baseball IQ
The
where to
arm
know
looks a
where
little
to
bit
position
better
himself.
this
And
year,
yeah,
though.
the arm has looked good. The arm has looked good. I don't think I've seen a throw where I said maybe if he had 4 or 5 more ticks on that throw across the diamond, he would have made that play. I haven't seen that yet, but he looks like a complete player right now.
He does. He looks absolutely phenomenal. I want to see
Mhm.
him do this for another 20, 25 games before we start hearing the conversation about getting him up to the leadoff spot. But
I still
I
don't want that for him.
really,
I don't want that for him right now. I think he should continue to hit in where he's hitting right now because if you move him to the top of the lineup, then what are you going to do now? You're just going to create a hole at the bottom of the lineup.
flip
As it
flop him
is,
and Glaber.
I mean, but Glaber's not really hitting. Glaber's basically taking pitches right now. Glaber's hitting like
That's
what,
true.
210? He's
Yeah,
hitting 210 with an on base of around a little over 300. I don't know exactly what it was, but I want to say around 320. So all you're
something
doing
like
is just
that.
making a hole at the bottom of the lineup by doing that. I mean, Glaber's great. Glaber's not hitting right now, but he is taking pitches, which is what you want to
That's
see from a
true.
leadoff hitter. He's not your prototypical. I don't think he's not your prototypical leadoff hitter. I don't think he's the long-term solution, but I think just leave him there for now.
Yeah, I can see that. That bottom of the lineup with Volpe and Cabrera has been transformative, and especially when Wells plays, because Wells
hmm
does more than Trevino with the bat. And I got to mention Cabrera. He looks like a completely different person, too. This is the better version of him than when we saw in Somerset when he won the league MVP that year.
hmm
He's just a better player.
Yeah,
I
I think
don't
the
know if it,
change in his mechanics with I think it was the toe tap, and he said he's been watching Juan Soto, and he
mhm.
picked his brain a little bit. I mean, he just looks like a completely different player. He has his swagger back. He definitely looks good right now. He definitely looks good. I want to see how long it plays out. But yeah, definitely. looks really, really good at this moment. And I just want to say one thing about Austin Wells. I know the numbers aren't there. They're not that pretty right now. I think he's hitting like 210 or something like that. But if you look at his expected batting average, it's over 300. Right now, he's just
Right.
having bad luck. So eventually those hits will start dropping. It's only a matter of time.
I agree. Austin Wells can hit. He's been able to hit since college. We've known
Yep.
that. He'll do it again
hmm
at the major league level. I promise.
hmm
So let's jump right into AAA. We had AAA started last week, a little bit ahead of everybody else, but we had some good performances this week.
Yeah. I just dropped my players of the week if you haven't seen it on Yankees Farm on Instagram and also on YouTube. For me, the player of the week in the entire system was Caleb Durbin. Caleb Durbin looks like an absolute beast right now. Last week he hit 563 with a 652 on base. That's 1652 OPS, four extra base hits, a home run, six walks, five stolen bases. The power seems to be like it's coming in right now. I think
Right.
he's got what is it, four extra base hits. I just mentioned it, but if he's able to add a little bit more pop to the contact that he's making right now. I mean, you're looking at a guy who could potentially be the utility player for the Yankees that they have coveted for a while.
Right.
Since what all off season they were looking for one. I think and I saw this today. I forgot where I saw it, but it begs the question. I mean, if Durbin is playing as well as he's playing right now, how good does that is that John Cruz trade for Birdie look? Would it
That's
be,
an,
is it necessary? Is it necessary or should it have been? Shouldn't they have just waited a little bit?
I don't think they were in a position to wait because
Mhm.
they desperately needed that other.
But were they desperate? Because I mentioned this in the last episode. Oswaldo had made a change in his hitting mechanics. He had just finished coming off of a string of I think it was 12 or 13 games where he was hitting well over 300. He had what two, three home runs at the time. I mean,
Yep.
he looked really good at the plate at the time, and you had already known that going in he was going to be the third baseman. And what he started, I think he has started so far every single game but one right now.
I think two,
And
but
with that,
same diff.
and yeah, pretty much same different. Birdie hasn't made any change. Well, I can't say that because he did make the one defensive play. I don't know if Oswaldo makes that same play that saved the game for the Yankees. Um,
He had a nice
I don't
bunt
know.
last night.
I don't know. It's just a question. If Caleb is playing as well as he is, and he's forcing the Yankees' hand, then what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I think the most impressive part to me is that the strikeout rate's below 6% right now. He
Um,
5.3.
I know it was something ridiculous. The swing and miss rate was absolutely ridiculous. I think it was single digits in swing and
Mm-hmm.
miss. I mean, for me, he doesn't look like he's just a slap hitter anymore. He's coming into the power. There's lots of contact. He doesn't swing and miss. He's your prototypical leadoff hitter. Great
He
speed. He can
is.
play second base. Now he's also playing in the outfield. Which is the same exact profile as Chuck Knobloch, which is what I've been saying for a while now.
It
He
was.
just looks really good right now. He looks really good right now.
I think he's got the opportunity to be a piece. I don't know where he fits on this current Yankee team with Birdie and Oswaldo as well
Mhm.
as DJ coming back. But there certainly is that question. Is he the next guy that gets called up?
I guess we'll find out soon enough.
So Will Warren had an
Um,
outing.
Before we move on to Will Warren, just wanted to mention Brandon Lockridge is off to a really good start down at Scranton. He's hitting 330. He hit 333 last week, 969 on OPS, five walks, five stolen bases. I want to say he now has nine or 10 stolen bases on the season, leading the league. He looks very, very good down there.
He's also 27, 26.
26 or 27. Yeah.
Yeah. I still have concerns about him long term in the outfield. I think he's a fourth, fifth outfielder
You
and
get an argument
somebody.
from it. Yeah, I think we've said that before. He's more of a fourth, fifth outfielder. The guy that teams look for when they're trying to make the playoffs, a guy that comes off the bench to play some defense, steal a base here or there. That's where he profiles right now.
Absolutely agree. Any other hitters yet at AAA?
No, no, just those two. Just want to mention real quick, Everson Pereira has two home runs. He's hitting around 200. The strikeouts are a little crazy right now, but that's Everson. You can't look at him from week to week. You need a whole body of work when it comes to him, and he needs to play every day. But yeah, those are the only guys that I wanted to mention.
Okay. Now to the pitching side.
On the pitching side, Will Warren for me was the pitcher of the week. He his last game was a nice bounce back for him. He pitched 4 innings, gave up 1 earned run, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts. Like I said, it was a nice bounce back. He's definitely one of the guys that you could look at as the next man up.
For sure. I'm looking forward to seeing him as soon as he gets up. But what do you think his role will be?
He's probably gonna be that sixth starter, maybe the swing man, the guy who they call him for a spot start, guy who throws 2 or 3 innings for them. I mean, I don't think that they want to put him into that 1 inning role. They want to keep him stretched out, is what I gotta believe.
That's what I think so too. Anybody else?
Edgar Barclay, I know it's your
Oh
boy.
yeah, that's my boy.
Back-to-back really good game, solid outings from him. 4 and a third innings. He had 4 strikeouts, gave up 1 run. He's another guy that I could see. He's a guy that I could see be that they call up as a left-handed guy out of the bullpen. He's not gonna wow you with the fastball. I think it's 89, maybe 90, 91 on a good day, but his stuff is mostly off speed. The slider, it gets you to chase and stuff like that.
That changeup is one of the best changeups in the system as well. He's got that
Hmm.
funky arm angle. He's not a late inning bullpen arm, but he could certainly be the first lefty out of a pen for somebody and be a pretty good one, in
Hmm.
my opinion.
Yep.
Now, double
Uh,
A.
Well, one more guy. Just want
Oh,
to mention Clayton Beeter real quick. His last outing, he threw 3 and a third innings, shutout innings, 5 Ks, but he did walk 5 in that. A great game outside of the command for him, but once in a while you're going to get this from Beeter where the command isn't his best. But like I said, he did manage. He did manage to still throw 3 and a third shutout innings.
I think that he's going to be back up in the big league in some form sooner than everybody's expecting. They're going through bullpen arms pretty quickly. They're going to
Hmm.
need some help in that bullpen. He might be able to be somebody who gives you 2 or 3 innings also and kind of bridges that middle innings from the starter.
Hmm.
So, double A. Our boy
And double
Spencer
A.
Jones has
Spencer
not
Jones is
played a
not,
game.
yeah, he's not in the lineup today again. I've got multiple questions the last couple of days asking me why haven't I put out any Spencer Jones highlights? What's wrong with him? Is he not hitting? No, he's just not in the lineup. Allegedly, he has a sore neck, is what I believe
Yeah.
is what they're saying. And that's why he's been
As
kept out
Pete
of the
would say,
lineup.
he got a Viagra stuck in his throat.
I don't know what it is, but he hasn't played he didn't play the entire series over the weekend, and he's not, as I saw today, he wasn't in the lineup today either. Um, his neck must be hurting him pretty bad, I guess.
I guess so. But we have a couple other guys that are off to really strong starts there. Our boy, a Goose, is just absolutely on a heater. He hit
Yeah.
those 3 home runs. He looked incredible. Whoa.
Yeah, Augustine has 3 games in a row where he's homered. He's already surpassed his totals from Somerset home runs last year, where he only hit 2. He's already hit 3 after 3 games. He was my player of the week at Somerset. He hit 286, 3 extra base hits, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs. Like I said, he had only hit 2 home runs last season in 128 at bats, and this year he's already at 3. He's off to a great start. Good signs for the power. Good signs, early signs for the power as well.
Have you seen the defense behind the plate? What have you thought of that?
I haven't really noticed him outside of one throw where he made on Sunday, I want to say. Nothing, no big deal. I think he just held on to the ball a little bit too long. The ball spiked right behind the mound, and it was basically a worm killer to second base. But we already know he has a strong arm. Like I said, it's just it happens. It happens. Probably
Yeah,
held on to the ball a little too long.
I was asked about his defense, and we've known that the glove was a little behind the rest of it. That's not a
Yeah, the
big
bat is
surprise.
his calling card. It's not a surprise.
Right.
That's who the Yankees are. That's unfortunately or fortunately, that's just the way that the Yankees go about their business when it comes to catchers. They're offensive minded.
Now, Ben Rice got off to a good start with that home run in his first at bat.
In the first at bat, Ben Rice put the second pitch he saw over the fence, off to a bang. He hit 286 this week, a walk, a stolen base, and he's quickly addressing that power issue for you, which I know you had questions about.
I did a little bit. I wanted, well, we both did. We want to see
Yeah, we
this
did. To be
again
fair, we both did. Yeah.
in an extended sample size, but they have him hitting leadoff, which is
Hmm.
quite surprising to me.
Well, if you look at the original lineup that they put out on Friday, I don't think he was in the lineup. I think Spencer Jones was leading off actually, and then once Spencer was scratched, then they bumped Rice to lead off. But it's probably because he works the count. He takes a lot of walks. That had been his calling card up
Yes,
until he
it
discovered
had.
his power last year after coming off the IL. So maybe that's just why he's leading off. He's a good guy to work the count, drive up pinch counts, and take a walk if necessary.
Yeah. So on the hitting side, what else at Double A did you have?
You also had TJ Rumfield. He hit 286, 10, 12 OPS, one extra base hits, five walks, which is good to see because I know last year
Hmm.
he got a little crazy with the strikeout rate. He wasn't making as much contact as we had known him for. So that's a good early signs. I mean, again, it's early, but it's a good start for him.
That's really encouraging considering he hit below 220 last year and the strikeouts and walks went completely the wrong
Yeah, they
direction that you want.
reversed.
Yeah.
They reverse on him. The other guy I wanted to mention was Ben Cowles. Starting shortstop at Somerset right now. He hit 417, two extra base hits, three RBIs. He's got the utility player profile going. He's a career 253 hitter. But right now he's the guy that's starting at Somerset.
Okay. Now on the pitching
Um,
side,
One thing I did want to mention, I don't understand why Jared Serna is not on this team. We'll talk more about him later on, but
yeah.
looking at what they're doing at second base right now, again, I don't understand why Jared Serna is not on this team, but I digress.
No, you don't, because I wonder the same thing. It makes no sense that he's not up there. He could be getting at
Mm,
bats, and he played against similar competition level in the Mexican Winter League, and he was the rookie of the year there. So
yeah.
as soon as he can get up to Double A, I'm looking forward to it.
hmm So on the pitching side, you had Tristan Vreeland, who finally made his pro debut, and it was a pretty amazing start. Five shutout innings, gave up two hits, two walks, six strikeouts. I know you had been talking him up for a while for me, but it kind of felt along the same route as the Brendan Beck did. Every time you mentioned him, I
Right.
said, "Yeah, but I never see these guys. They're never on the mound." And Vreeland finally made his debut, and that was wild. It was an amazing start for him.
I'm still surprised right now that they sent him straight to Double A. That
hmm
is not something I've seen ever watching the Yankees prospects. They don't send pitchers straight to Double A. And
Yeah.
yeah, he threw in the AFL, but it wasn't that good.
Yeah, and
But
it's weird because I tried to see if I could find any Yankee prospect pitcher that debuted in Double A. I couldn't find anyone. I that doesn't mean it didn't happen. I just couldn't find one.
I couldn't either. I looked. And I'm telling you what, this is the Yankees the last 4 or 5 years have had a later round arm or a surprise
hmm
arm breakout. And
hmm
yeah, Tristan was drafted 2 years ago now.
He was a third round pick. Yeah,
Right. But
I
he
mean,
looks like he's going to be one of those breakout arms.
yeah, he could be this year's Chase Hampton. And for me, he did remind me a little bit of Chase Hampton. A little bit bigger, but yeah, he did remind me of him. Uh, I'm excited to see his next start. I'm really
I
excited
am
to see his
too.
next start.
I am very, very excited. So who
hmm
else did you have there?
Our boy Zach Messengers opened the season for Somerset. He pitched 5 and 2/3 inning. He gave a one earned run. I forgot what inning it was. I think he was cruising through three, I want to say. And then an error came in the fourth inning, and he immediately gave up a home run after that, which was a three-run shot. But like I said, only one of those runs was earned. One walk, five strikeouts. Good open for him.
Yeah, that is a good open for him. I want to see more from him this year. He was somebody that we were really high on last year. I think he's can
hmm
have that eventual breakout.
hmm
So who else you got?
For me, Luis Velasquez, who I didn't even realize was at Double A, so I'm even more excited about him. I thought he was going back to Hudson Valley, but he's at Somerset actually. He pitched two shutout innings, three strikeouts, doing what he does best. Velasquez is the beast. In 2022, he pitched a 1.76 ERA, 15 innings, 22 strikeouts. Last year in the FCL, he once again pitched to a 1.7 well FCL slash Tampa slash Hudson Valley. He pitched to a 1.74 ERA, 62 innings, 77 strikeouts. The profile already: fastball, slider, change. He can get up to 100 mile an hour. Smaller guy, but he could be a mover. He could be a mover. For me, he has closer stuff. I know he's a little bit on the short side. On paper, he's 5'10". I'm not sure if he's actually 5'10", but I know on paper he is 5'10", and absolute heat from him.
Yeah, I am a big fan of him. That four
hmm
seam sinker slider changeup combo. That's a late inning reliever pitch package. He's somebody
Hmm.
who can hold that velocity 40, 50 pitches. I think he's got closer stuff, but we could also see him in a multi-inning role. The Yankees have
Right,
a
a setup
lot of
man
these,
role. Hmm.
yeah, have a lot of
Hmm.
those multi-inning arms coming.
Yeah. I spoke to him after the game, after he pitched. Oh, actually, I spoke to him yesterday. I said, so, now that you made your debut and, it was a pretty good debut for you, what do you think is, or what do you see as the biggest change from high A to double A? He just said the hitters are a lot more selective in this league. Yeah, they're a lot more selective, so I have to be better with my command.
That's good to hear that he recognized that early.
Hmm.
I think that we might see him later this summer. I think he's gotten a fantastic arm.
Definitely. The last guy I wanted to mention was Tanner Myatt. He's another one of those tall righties, 6'7". He threw two shutout innings, struck out three, no hits, no walks. And he's one of the last players from the 2018 class that's still in the system.
Right. He's another big kid, like you said.
Hmm.
I wanted to see him last year. We didn't get to see much of him. Wasn't he
Hmm.
hurt last year?
No, he pitched last year. He pitched to a 2.78 ERA,
Oh, that's
51,
right.
58 innings, 72 strikeouts.
Okay. Anybody else there?
Those are the only guys I have down there.
So high A had some interesting pitching performances.
They had a lot of performances up and down the
Yeah,
board, especially in Sunday night's game. But I think right off the bat, we'll just talk about Cam Schlittler. Absolutely phenomenal game for him. For me, he was not only the pitcher of the week at Hudson Valley, I dubbed him the pitcher of the system last week.
he
He
deserved
threw
it.
six shutout innings. He gave one hit, one walk, seven strikeouts.
He looks, I don't know how tall he is, but he looks like messenger
6'6".
size. Yeah. I mean, he's just a big kid, high release point, hard to
Hmm.
pick the ball coming up out of his hands. He has a great curveball. I just was very impressed. He's another guy I wasn't expecting much. Again, he wasn't in our top 30, and here's an
Hmm.
arm that gives up one hit and strikes out six guys on his first
Hmm.
start in high A, and he looked good.
He did. He looked really good. I saw him pitch in game two of the playoffs last season. He did something similar. I want to say he went five shutout innings with like five strikeouts. So he just basically kept right on rolling. But very good outing for him. Definitely looking forward to the next outing.
Yeah, he's got good stuff too. He's somebody we're going to hear a lot about.
Hmm. The next guy I wanted to talk about was Trent Sellers. He's an undrafted free agent out of Oregon State. He threw three shutout innings, two walks, seven strikeouts, no hits. He just looked absolutely phenomenal.
He did. I that pitch package, he looks more like a reliever, which he did
Hmm.
pitch in relief. I think they're
Hmm.
going to keep him in that role, and he can move quick. He's got a good fastball, nice breaking ball, seems to be able to change speeds well. I really liked what I saw from him.
Yep, absolutely. Good mound presence. I was a fan. I was definitely a fan. Next up we have Cole Ayers. He threw two shutout innings, gave up two hits, four strikeouts. I think he pitched mostly out of Tampa last season.
Hmm.
Um, at Tampa, he was okay. I want to say he pitched to a 4 ERA, but when he got to Hudson Valley, things changed for him there he threw to a 2.50 ERA, a lot better, and he just came out looking really good in this weekend in this opening series.
Am very excited to see more from him as well.
The other guy I want to talk about was Leo Pastana. I've spoken about him before. It's a guy who might surprise, especially if he stays in the bullpen. Pitched two shutout innings, gave one walk, four strikeouts. Like I said, he's typically been a starting pitcher this year. He looks like he's been moved to the bullpen. Has good stuff. Command can sometimes be an issue for him. But like I said, probably the move to the bullpen helps him out.
Yeah, it should.
And the last guy is Yorlin Calderon. He's basically got a rubber arm, man. He pitched the week before in Scranton, so it was
Right.
he's never been above high A. He went right to Triple A last week, and he threw three innings, gave one run. He did pretty much the same thing this week at Hudson Valley. Three and a third innings, gave up three and a third shutout innings, three strikeouts, no hit, one hit, no walks. Like I said, he's just got a rubber arm, and it doesn't matter where he's pitching. He's a pretty good pitcher. One of those middle reliever guys that can get you three, 4 innings. To me, he fits more of that Ramiro Mendoza profile.
Okay.
And And if none of you guys have ever heard of him, he's the kid that I think in 2022, he got a spot start for Tampa and threw a no-hitter.
Hmm. Yeah, he did. He came up and then they sent him right back down. And I thought
Hmm.
he was going to stick in that rotation last year, and he just didn't because they have so many arms.
Yeah, he pitched mostly out of the bullpen last year, and it was one of those 2, 3 inning type roles for him
Yeah.
until he got to Hudson Valley. At Hudson Valley, I had him starting again. I think he had 5 starts to end the season at Hudson.
Okay. Anybody else at high?
Um,
Well, yeah, we didn't do hitters yet. Hitters
Yeah, for on the hitting side of things, Omar Martinez for me was the player of the week. He hit
for sure.
462 with a 533 on base percentage. He hit homer, 2 RBIs, 2 walks. This guy can actually hit. He went through a long stretch at Tampa last season where he was just mashing on a daily basis. Hit 18 home runs last year. He hit 250. Just another guy to keep an eye on. And again, he's another one of those catchers,
Yeah.
offensive first catchers.
Yeah. I do you think he maybe ends up at first base with all the other catching depth? No.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. I've seen him at first
Okay.
base. I've seen him at first
Not
base. It's a little adventurous.
okay.
You can ask John Brophy about that.
I will.
Um, the other guy I did want to talk about is another catcher, Rafael Flores. He hit 444, 1333 OPS, 2 extra base hits. He hit a long home run, 111 mile per hour off the bat, 3 RBIs. He's another guy to keep a lookout on or keep an eye on. He did make a couple top 30 lists. I wanted to say Pipeline or maybe
Hmm.
Baseball America. I'm not sure, but one or the other. But he's definitely a kid that you should definitely be aware of. Last year he hit pretty well. He had about 260. I want to say maybe 10 home runs or something to that effect. But off to a good start.
Yeah, he is. Again, you were high on him last year. I watched him. I'm hard to sell, but I think that he's got some serious talent. But again, is he going to stick behind the plate? Is he going to be
Well, he
for?
played. I want to say he played mostly first base, but he did switch back and forth. When I was down in Tampa, he was in one game he did play catcher. The other he played first base. So he just goes back and forth. I want to say it's almost like a 50-50 split for him.
Got so many catchers in the system now. It's ridiculous.
Hmm.
Okay.
Moving on to the next guy is our boy Jared Serna. He had 300, 1400 OPS, 2 extra base hits, 2 home runs. And again, Serna did not hit a home run at Hudson Valley last year. He's already got two. Last year he hit 283, 28 doubles, 3 triples, 19 home runs, and he's already off to a hot start.
I really want to see that kid in double A, like we said earlier. I
Yeah.
think that I don't
Again,
think
I'm still
this.
surprised. I'm just surprised that he didn't start the season at Double A. Coming off of a rookie of the year at the Mexican League, he just mashed down there. He just straight up mashed. I think he was in the top 10 in hitting. And this is a league where he was, I want to say, players were typically on average 9 years older than him.
Hmm.
Absolutely mashed down there. I'm very surprised he did not start the season at Somerset. I don't know what is going on there. I mean, they
They've
have
been
Anthony
slow
Siegler pretty
rolling that
much
kid
starting
for a
there.
year and a half.
I mean, I guess they're not buying into it, but I don't know why, because no matter where he goes, he just mashes.
Yeah, I don't either.
And he's still 21.
Yeah, I don't understand it. He's a good defender, can play multiple positions.
Hmm.
I just think he needs to be in double A to get
Yep.
to see if he can handle it.
Yep. Yeah, no
So
argument for me there. I mean, Jerry Serna has proven that he can hit at Tampa. He proved that he could hit at the FCL. Every league he goes to, he did the same at Hudson Valley last year. Granted, he didn't hit the home runs, but he still hit while he was there.
yeah, he did. He just didn't. The power didn't show up like we saw in low A.
Right.
But
Next and the last guy I want to talk about at Hudson Valley is Jesus Rodriguez. It's your boy. He hit 286, 904 OPS, 2 extra base hits, a home run, and a walk. And this is a guy that just hits no matter where you put him. It doesn't. You never know what glove he's gonna bring to the park, but it just doesn't matter because he's just gonna hit. I think he's a career 314, 315 hitter.
yep,
Absolute beast that can play first base, third base, left field, and in the Venezuela League, I saw him play center field as well.
right. And he catches too.
And he
But
catches. Yes,
that
he's actually listed
arm,
as a catcher on the roster.
yeah. He had some stolen base trouble a couple games ago, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I mean, they pretty much, I think it was Bowling Green. They ran wild on him. I think they had 7 stolen bases on him.
Was it more the pitcher or was it on him?
I mean, it's a 50-50 thing, right? You can't just blame the catcher for that. The pitcher has to hold the runner on. You only get so many throws over now. So I don't want to only blame him for that.
You're being so nice.
That's what we do.
Yeah, I know. Tampa.
At Tampa, my player of the week was Emmanuel Tejada. Tejada hit 333 with four RBIs, two stolen bases. And I think I want to say Tampa has already 10 stolen bases, which is basically the same thing that they have been teaching these kids at the FCL and the DSL that you're gonna run all day. And that's what the Tarpons have been doing, is just running. As soon as they get on base, they're running. So it's a change of pace for the organization because Yankees aren't really known for stealing bases.
No, they're not, but they have these kids running.
Hmm.
It's good to see.
Yeah, if you don't know Tejada, Tejada's a shortstop by trade, as signed as a shortstop, but there's just so many shortstops. He wasn't gonna knock out Roderick Arias or even Kiner Delgado, so he's moved to third base. This is a kid that also hits. And the DSL, he hit 289 last year in the FCL. He hit 307, 20 extra base hits. He's still just 19 years old. The power's still coming in. Hasn't fully developed yet. I think he only hit 5 home runs last year. I want to say 4 or 5 home runs.
Hmm.
But he's definitely one of those kids to keep an eye on. He's made Pipeline and Baseball America's top 30 list. So definitely a guy you should keep an eye on.
Yeah, definitely. He made our top 30 list as well. We
Hmm.
were both very high on him coming from the FCL last year. Looking forward to seeing more from him. But you got a
Hmm.
couple of his teammates from the FCL.
Yeah, a few of
And
them. The last guy I did want to mention here. Well, actually, no. Let me go to Roderick Arias. Roderick Arias hit 231, 846 OPS, two extra base hits. He hit a big home run in the second game of the series. Um, this is a guy who last year hit 267, coming off back-to-back seasons of 20% walk rate. Um, I want to say he's got uh 9 strikeouts on the season so far. He opened the season batting right-handed. It's still a work in progress, him batting right-handed.
right.
He did not look good batting right-handed at all. He looked a little overmatched at time. But like, you and I have had this discussion. There could have been a lot of factors into that, right? He's playing in a much bigger park. There's a bigger crowd at those parks. Now you're being televised, you're being streamed now, so a lot of people are
Playing at
watching this
night.
even back at home. You're playing well in the second or third game you played at night as well. And now you have people watching this at home. So there could have been a lot of variables into it. I mean, he looked a little eager at times, so that could have been it as well. But he hasn't walked yet. I'm not concerned about that. This is a guy that walks at about a 20% clip. So, like I said, I'm not too concerned about it, but it's just something to keep an eye on, to be aware of right now.
I think he's going to be fine. He hasn't faced as many left-hand pitchers. It's very
Nope.
common from kids coming from the DR and that to be
Hmm.
behind right-handed and ahead left-handed. So I
I
think
just,
that was
yeah, I'm absolutely in agreement with you. I just wanted to mention that because, right now we're having this. It used to be Jason versus Spencer, but now it almost seems like it's a Roderick versus Lombard type of thing, right? So where you have Yankee prospect fans that are breaking into camp. So I just wanted to be fair and bring that up. Um, yeah,
yeah, but he looked fantastic left-handed in that home run he hit left-handed. He smoked. Um, the bat control looks really good from that side. He looks like he's putting a charge in the ball. The left-hand side is way ahead of the right-hand side, and the
yeah. I'm
left-hand
not
side
concerned.
is
I'm not concerned about it from the left hand side. The problem is the right hand, and like you said, he just hasn't faced that many lefty pitchers, and it's just a lack of experience right now, especially at this level. So far, he's seen a lot of pitchers that he might not have seen yet.
yeah.
The
So
last guy I just wanted to mention, just George Lombard Jr. before, because people might ask me. He only hit 9.091. I think he had one hit in the series. He did walk 4 times. He has two stolen bases. And in two of the 3 games, he played second base. He's playing shortstop tonight, though.
okay. So guys, if you haven't seen the videos for these pitchers, make sure to check them out. Oh, we need to do the pitching.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll mention Kate Austin. Kate Austin came in relief of Kate Smith. Austin went 2 2/3 inning, no runs, 2 hits, 6 strikeouts. He had a big game. He was really impressive for me. Um, the next guy I wanted to talk about was Kate Smith, who started the game. He threw 2 1/3 shutout innings, gave up He had 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. It could have been like, like we mentioned before, it could have been jitters. These guys might not have played in a crowd of this size. You're being streamed. There could have been a lot of factors. It's opening
Right,
day. I'm not overly concerned about this. I did hear that his velo was down. I don't know by how much because they weren't at home, so there is no StatCast information.
right. And the velo was down across all three levels that I saw,
Mm.
but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. And the
But
last guy I wanted to mention was Montana Semmel. 2 shutout innings, 3 strikeouts, no hits, no walks. Really good debut for him.
lots of things to be excited about, especially pitchers all throughout the system showing
Hmm.
up. It's just been a fantastic opening week with that everything that we saw. What was your most impressive moment that you saw?
For me, I would say the 2 starting pitchers, Trent Sellers and Tristan Vreeling, probably the most impressive thing that I saw this weekend. I was very excited about seeing Roderick playing. Um, I'm a huge fan of his. So I think those were probably the 3 most exciting things that for me that happened over the weekend.
I'm going to say Vreeling, Cade Smith. I really like that a lot. And Cam Schlittler.
Schlittler.
Schlittler. He looked
Hmm.
really good too. So
He
those are
did.
my three.
Yeah, he did.
All right, guys. If you haven't checked out these videos, Carlos has been cutting them all weekend. Check him
Been
out.
killing myself. Been killing
Yeah.
myself. So yeah, every single guy that I mentioned today, I'm pretty sure I cut a video for. So if you haven't already seen them, just take a look. That way you can get an understanding of who some of these guys are. And as NYYU, none of you should be saying, I never heard of this prospect. That is absolutely just foul, 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 foul. Throw a flag on that play. That none of you should say, I haven't heard of this prospect. If you haven't, it's because you're not following me, you're not following Dane, and hit the subscribe button for NYYU because you'll know who all these guys are.
Exactly. All right, guys, we're out. Thank
Later,
you.
guys.
Top 10 radar, yeah, we on your radar. Never miss, dog, and that's on occasion. Yeah, 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 we on your radar. Yeah, 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 hey, we on your look, top floor, lifestyle, chef and boy, I'm cooking up. Play too high, ain't coming down, you see me if you looking up. I don't really talk too much, I show them run the numbers up. Lucky that I'm showing up, I'm going off, they know what's up. Wrist too silly, yeah, numbers crack the billy. Yeah, don't need no dilly. I'm too fresh, I feel like really, really, yeah. Feel the duffels up the sign, I need a million. I'm about to take off, and I know that I'm on their radar. Top 10